My top 4 Hamilton Regional Dracotail deck profile. So lost in the very final round of Swiss against Yummy, but every other round I lost every dice roll and then basically 2-0'd everyone except for a Sky Striker player in round 5. Funny enough, here's the map, and won the deck box. So this is my Dracotail deck profile. For the Dracotail engine, I have 3 Lucius, probably the best normal summon. 3 Femina. This card is just incredible. Playing like turn 0 just all day with this build is just nuts. This card is so fun. Resolving it feels amazing. It's just awesome. I'm also playing 3 Malulu. You basically have to. I'm just playing a very simple like hand trap Dracotail deck. I'm playing 3 Pan and 1 Urgler. You can also cut this to 2 and 2. If you're playing a lot of Dracotail mirrors, the second Urgler is amazing. I guess another worry is that someone like SP banishes an Urgler, or maybe now Dracotail Sting. 2 and 2 would definitely be correct, just because getting the Urgler banished is a massive pain. And then I'm playing my extra fusion engine 3 Cartesia. So I'm playing 9 monsters, Femina, Cartesia and Malulu, that all say fuse. So every turn, you're at least going to see one of these, or most likely going to see one, and then you can fuse with that one monster first. You're never wanting to like lead with fusioning with a Rahu Dracotail when you're going first, especially post side. I got Retaliating Seed 3 or 4 times throughout the rounds, and every single time I got hit by Retaliating Seed, it was too late because I'd already fused with a Femina, a Malulu, or a Cartesia, and I was set up essentially. I could like maybe link summon and remove the Retaliating Seed, or one time I'd already fused with Cartesia and then I fused with Femina, then they Retaliating Seed me, and I already had an Urgler engraved, so I was like, Urgler effect. I think I link summoned into like Heretics Seals, or maybe I linked summoned to SP and then just banished it, or another time I'd already fused and I just Urgler put back a spellcaster to my hand and then pop with the Golomel. Basically, you just want to always lead with a monster fusion summon, especially post side. You don't want to play into Retaliating Seed, just because Dracotail being such a popular deck now, everyone's playing it. So I'd maybe consider now, especially with Sting, going 2 and 2, and then adding the Frixel as like an additional card. But this is my Dracotail profile for the original, and it was fantastic. So there's the Dracotail engine, I guess. Then I was playing, obviously, 3 Kitu, 3 Rahu, 1 Flame, 1 Horn. Nothing to say about this line. Everyone's playing it. I guess what's more important is siding patterns of these cards. More often than not, I'm leaving in 2 traps per side. Like every game, I'm going into it with a mentality of it's going to be a grind game. So I'm leaving in 2. If the matchup is bad, like let's say I'm playing against Yummy, I'm going like 1 Horn, I'm siding out Flame. If I'm playing against Lunalight, I'm siding out both. I just want to survive the turn. Against a lot of decks, I'm siding out 1 Rahu when I know I'm going second. Unless I'm playing against Yummy, I'm actually siding out a Kitu. Even though Kitu's the better card, Dominus Purge is better than Kitu, so you need to resolve a fusion. It's best to fuse with your monsters, essentially. So that was the engine. That's like a rough starting pattern. Sometimes I'm also taking out a Malulu going second as well. Cartesia is just better, essentially. For non-engine now, I'm playing 3 Ghost Bell. This card is incredible all weekend. Just, yeah, it's so good in this format. It's great versus Yummy. It's amazing in the Dracotail mirror. I'm playing 3 Fua. Itself, I didn't see it all weekend except for when I was made to go first by Sky Striker, but yep, amazing. Nibiru, I'm still on the 3 Nib. A lot of people are cutting it. Basically, I feel like I can win any matchup as long as I can out the Herald, and this just says goodbye to the Herald essentially against Yummy. So Nib was a good choice for me. 3 Ash Blossom. I'm playing 2 Effect Valor. And then the main deck MVP is the Bestial Magnamut. I'm also playing a Druiswim as well, but Magnamut banishing and then adding it back later in the turn or the next turn and then banishing something else, incredible. Just a real powerhouse of the deck. And then Mag adding Pan or Malulu if you need it. it's just nuts. Like on their turn, you mag, banish, then you add a pan in the end phase. Yeah, you can't really say much else. It's incredible. So that's it for the main deck. It was 40 cards. Maybe for the future, the only thing I would change in the main would be changing one of the pan now for Urgula for the new format, and then you could add a Frixel instead of the Druid Swim. That would maybe be my only change. Extra deck. I'm not playing any sub-engines, as you've noticed, so I've just got infinite extra deck space. I'm playing 3 Arthelion, because you have to, 2 Gulamel. The second Gulamel never came up, except for one round. In one round against the Sky Striker opponent, the game just went to a massive grind in the second Gulamel. I think at one point I had all 3 Arthelion on the field, one reborn and stuff, but that was great. Philia Regis. I actually made this card once, I think, all tournament. I was playing a Chimera Tech Mega Fleet Dragon. It's unsleeved, but I never made this card, never played against Crystron, but I cited this because there's a lot at the last regional in the top 8, so I thought those same people would be there, and they were. I never matched against the Crystron players, and then I just had so much extra deck space playing no other sub-engine that it was just a free ad, essentially. I also thought that maybe being such a short turnaround, that even though Crystron got hit on the ban list, there wouldn't be enough time for them to pick up a new deck. And then maybe it's also a home for the Vanquished Soul K9 players to quickly move to Crystron to keep playing the K9 engine. So I was like, could be a popular choice, but it never came up for me. I'm also playing the Secret Tech Chesmoney for Chaos Star Source Dragon. Incredible. It's pretty easy to make with the Bestials. So like Chaos or Malulu plus a dragon, or a Bestial plus a dragon. Like it lets you pop back row. So like sometimes in turn 0 I'd fuse into Star Source. That was great. Playing 1 Secretarion and 1 Mysterion. Yeah, this is just generic. Making this all the time in the mirror. Mysterion's are great against Yummy. Then I'm playing for Lynx. I'm playing 1 SP, Spirit, the Heretics Seals, and Cross Sheep. Some people making Cross Sheep in their inboard. I wasn't doing that. I was just using Cross Sheep turn 2 when you've got the Arthelion on the grave, and you've got the Gulamel on the field. And then what I'd do is you normal summon a hand trap, link into Cross Sheep, and then the Arthelion would reborn itself because it sees the two being sent, the 2 going to grave for the Cross Sheep link, and then Cross Sheep could reborn a Lucius or reborn a Malulu. It's just instant follow up. Honestly, I could consider playing 2 Cross Sheep. There's maybe a second Cross Sheep would have come up for the weekend, and then the final card is a Typhon. This extra deck's super free. Philia Regis I made once. Star Source I made a couple times. Mega Fleet I never made because it never came up. So yeah, maybe a second Cross Sheep would be pretty nice. My side deck, there's nothing too spicy, but there's some cards that were just incredible. Obviously, Droll was great. I only sided it in against the Sky Striker player, and I was able to loot the Droll a few times with the Arthelion. That was pretty busted. Cashtera Fenrir, it's for going first, essentially. It's also there for going second into something like maybe Stun or something good against Yummy, just to out-herald. Phantasme is an absolutely busted card, but the MVP card for me this weekend easily was Gamma-Seal. I played a stun player round 4 who was a Mano Awado that wouldn't return to his hand because he had used Rite of Aramasir. So I could just drop the Gamma-Seal on the Mano Awado, or he was Dominus, so Dominus Impulse would mean the Mano Awado wouldn't bounce back, and then I could just kaiju it. It was super good. Also, Gamma Sealed a couple Herald of Arclights, knowing they couldn't make the second. That was just awesome. So just drop the Gamma Seal on the Herald, and then just free to play the game. And then I played a Skill Drain, a TC Boo, and an Effect Veiler. I guess you need them at a big event like a regional. I basically lost every dice roll, then won the first round. So I was going second endlessly, so I never really put these in until the last round. And then the Effect Veiler is cuttable. Now I'd probably replace it with Dracotail Sting, just for the new format. So swapping the Veiler for a Sting, the Druis for Prixel, and then that's all I'd probably change. For extra deck, the change I'd probably make in this list would be maybe adding a second Cross Sheep for the Mega Fleet, and I could probably cut the Philia Regis as well. the deck was incredible. MVP is probably the Gamma Seal, but the Chaos Star Source is something I'm not seeing that very common in the extra deck. And if you're playing Bystials, which I think are really, really good this format, the Star Source is like honestly an incredible card, especially when you're going second, like just making this with like a pan, nuts. But yeah, cheers. Thanks for my top 4 deck profile. Cheers.